This is a review of the 2014 Dodge Durango. This is the Citadel model. I've already done a review when they had the vehicle launch in California, but I wanted to do a second review because I've had this vehicle over the Christmas holiday break for 2.5 weeks, using it every day for family duty, which is exactly what this vehicle was designed to do. So the Durango in Canada starts just under $40,000, but it comes standard with all-wheel drive. In the US, there's a rear-wheel drive only model, which is significantly less expensive. The reason they came in Canada at $40,000 and equipped it quite nicely because that's where most people shop, right in that $40,000 range. This top-of-the-line Citadel, the way it sits here, fully kitted out, is over $60,000. It can get expensive. But what do I like about it? Well, I've been driving this for 2.5 weeks, and I can't really remember the last time I drove a big SUV that actually turned heads. This vehicle turns heads everywhere it goes. It's got a dynamic-looking front, different grills on the front depending on which vehicle you choose. The RT is the one we had in the previous video, but this one definitely is dramatic as well. Around the back, you've got that racetrack rear light, which really pops out, and it's got a lot of comments from friends and neighbors who have seen this big truck. Now, a lot of people will choose a Durango over, say, a minivan as a people mover. I do want to caution you, though, around the back, when you have all 3 rows of seats up, the cargo area back there is not that big. Going to different functions over the holidays, you take like a big platter of food, and it wouldn't really quite fit in there. There is a big storage bin underneath, but it's not exposed the way it is in a minivan. Sure, when you put that 3rd row of seats down, there is a ton of room back there, and this is a big vehicle. There's plenty of room on the inside as well. So overall, a second impression of this vehicle after driving it for over 2 weeks, I'm pretty enthralled with it. I'll show you what I like on the inside too. Now, the inside of the Durango has been updated for 2014. They've integrated 2 new screens into the dash and a brand new steering wheel to control them. Now, the problem with the Uconnect Screen in this particular Citadel model, the 8.4-inch Uconnect Screen, is it's only available in the top trim level, which is quite expensive. The good news is the smaller TFT screen in the center cluster is standard on all Durangos. So you don't get the 8.4-inch on the other models, you get a 5-inch. It's still the same system, just not as big a screen, obviously. Very simple in here, nice execution. These 2-tone seats are fantastic. I love the cream color on top, and the bottom where your feet are and all the dirty stuff happens is black, so that's nice. Cream and cream carpets can get dirty in a real hurry. Big cup holders. The shifter is a rotary dial, and I'm here to tell you, after driving this for 2 weeks, this just becomes second nature. You might look at that rotary dial and think, I don't want any part of that, but the reality is after a couple of days, you forget all about it. Now, my kids loved this truck. Why? Loads of room, even in the back row. Second row, and this Citadel has the captain's chairs. It was kind of limiting in a couple occasions because we needed to take 7 people and not just 6. So having a bench seat in the middle might be a more practical way to go. The captain's chairs sure look good, and they like the center armrest. The 3rd row, my kids went back there and they had no problem at all. There was plenty of room. I even sat back there to give it a try, and even for adults, there's lots of headroom and lots of leg room, and I'm 6 feet tall and I could sit up back there, no problem at all. So when you look at a lot of the competition, I would say the best vehicle for space on the inside in this sort of class of vehicle, I think hands down is the Ford Flex. But a lot of people can't get past the styling of that vehicle, and the interior desperately needs to be updated with a new dashboard. But the Flex is definitely a real contender when it comes to space. But I think this is a better overall package because everybody's happy. You've got lots of space, and you've got a much nicer interior and creature comforts and the latest technology behind the dashboard. So overall, the interior of this Durango has been a huge hit for the entire family. Now, one thing I forgot to mention when I was talking about the interior that kind of bugs me about this, if there is one, I haven't found it. It's a release inside the cabin to get the lift gate to come up. I wish there was a button you could do that. It's not here. I can't find it anyway. Now, you get this vehicle in motion. This is the Hemi-equipped V8 model, and it uses a lot of gas. I've been doing almost exclusively city driving, going from different functions over the holidays, and I'm using a whopping 20 liters per 100 kilometers, even with the 8-speed automatic transmission. To save money on fuel, you might want to go to the Pentastar V6. That's the 3.6 liter. Now, I have driven that engine with the Jeep, the Grand Cherokee, which shares a similar platform with this Durango, but I haven't done it with the Durango. The V8 really does offer fantastic power, and you get lots of passing power and additional towing capacity. The towing capacity with the V6 is 6,200 pounds, and the towing capacity with the V8 is 7,200 pounds. Now, most other crossover SUVs of this size are 5,000, so this has class-leading towing capacity. The handling is first rate. It's off a Mercedes-Benz derived platform that's used in the Jeep, and also this Durango, the GL from Mercedes-Benz and the ML from Mercedes-Benz all use similar components. It doesn't have a sports setting for the transmission. That's one thing I'd like as well. You have paddle shifters here, but the reality is with a big vehicle like this, if you could just put it in sport mode and make it a little bit more lively, that really would be a lot more fun. But getting back to the platform for a minute, it's smooth, it's refined, and it's quiet, and it's a remarkably good handling big SUV. You can throw this vehicle into corners with relative ease. It's got good feedback. I like the suspension. It gives you just enough feedback over small bumps, but over bigger bumps, it's pliable enough that you don't get jarred. So overall, I think it's a really nice vehicle. My wife, who kind of went, Durango, a Dodge, really? After a while, she's like, I really like this truck, and I do too. There's a lot to like about it. Here's the one thing that needs to go in this. They've already been able to plumb in the Eco Diesel. That's the 3-liter turbocharged direct injection turbo diesel in the Grand Cherokee. If you could put that in this vehicle, that would be a home run. It wouldn't be cheap, but it would be a very nice complement to the Durango. So is this Durango worthy of consideration if you're shopping for a 3-row SUV? Maybe in the market for a Ford Explorer, a Toyota Highlander, a Pathfinder, those sorts of vehicles. This one definitely is eye-catching, has a lot going for it. I think it has one of the best interiors out there. I like the Uconnect system. It's very easy to use, and it's very quick as well. 8-speed automatic transmission is standard equipment, V6 or V8. Let's hope that they put that wonderful new Eco Diesel in here, and that would make it a fantastic choice because you'd have the efficiency and the torque that you need, and then you get the great styling. Overall, it can get expensive, but if you're in the market for a 3-row SUV with best-in-class towing capacity, it's pretty hard to beat the new Durango.